Oh, nobody just yet. I see. That is just fine. So I'll give it a few minutes and then I will get into it. Project this evening is going to be a Diddley Bow. Uh, I heard about this instrument and decided to try and make one. I found an article online for a very primitive version. This is probably very similar to the original concept instruments, which, as I understand, were strung on a wall. Uh, hey there, who we got? I can't read my things too far away. So, hey Zach, how we doing? Hey Moto, how we doing? I'm gonna wait a few minutes for a couple more people to join us, and then I'll get started. Project today is a Diddley Bow. It's kind of a primitive single string musical instrument, but I saw one. Actually, I saw a video. Justin Johnson was sawing away on one, and he was just enjoying it. And so I thought, playing dulcimer in January, built uh, a little 3 string simple cigar box guitar meant for playing slide. It has a very high action. I'm a terrible slide player. I haven't really played guitar seriously in oh, I don't know, 22 years, something like that. When I left the nursing home, I stopped practicing every day. So, hey, Rainey, how we doing? You all hear me okay? Hey, Johnny. Well, that's a good word. I hope you're all keeping warm. It didn't get over 0 degrees until 7 o'clock this morning. It crept over 1 degree. And then it finally did heat up toward the afternoon. We got to a nice, humid, balmy 13 degrees. Just got home from work. Oh, school's been canceled all week, but tomorrow it's even going to be colder, and they haven't canceled it yet, which kind of figures, but I'm going to enjoy it. Hey, I got 14 of you watching. Hey, Dave, how you doing? 40 degrees right now. Rainy, don't brag, really. All of us cold weather people, I will make a song about you. And if you have been to the Vikings live, I will come up with a silly song about you. Oh, Dave, it's cold weather. They canceled school, so I didn't have any work. I figured out what my project was going to be and then built it twice and hated both of them. Zach, they need to go ahead and cancel it, but will they? Usually they like to limit ours, regardless of weather or common sense, to about 3 days. And then we go back to school whether the weather is good or not. Negative 20 Celsius. So what is that? Dave, is that about 15 Fahrenheit below zero? Hey, Amy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get into this project. I'm building a Diddley Bow. If you don't know what that is, it's a single string musical instrument. And I found this very primitive. I saw Justin Johnson playing the thing. And he had an electric one. And like, I have all the stuff to do that. I have some little piezo buzzers and some guitar jacks, but I want to use that for a different project. So we're going acoustic, and we're going to do it the very old-fashioned way. This is very primitive version of that instrument. It's probably more traditional. As I understand, they were first strung like on barn walls. Let's see. All right. Let me, Mr. Dave, let me find you. Hey, Dave, I'm going to make you a, oops. I'm going to make you a moderator, if you wouldn't mind, you and Amy, if you wouldn't mind, bouncing trolls, dropping links, all that good stuff. Unfortunately, I have a tendency to ignore my chat, and this is going to require my concentration because I've built it a couple of times and didn't like it either time. So a little about the Diddley Bow. It's one string. Actually classify it as a percussion instrument. I mean, nowadays people play it with a guitar pick and a slide, but in the old days it was played with either a stick and a glass bottle to slide with, or a piece of pipe or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to get into this. So our board, you need something at least 36 inches long. My board is 40 inches, and then I marked in 2 inches on either end, and found center, punched a couple of holes so I could put some screws in, and I'm using about a meter of musical wire. Cut that down a little bit, of course, but it's not going to be something where I can set a nut in a bridge and then find center of that and lay out a scale. We'll have to find that harmonically, which I'm not really good at, but we're going to give it a go anyway. I don't need the drill. So yeah, look at that. Miraculously, the wire is already wrapped around the screws. Now it's 18 gauge wire, but it's single strand, like piano wire, and it's some fairly tough stuff. It was a lot harder to get that bend than I thought it would be. So and the idea of this is it's going to have a very high action. If I was using a guitar string instead, I would probably try to do a little bit lower action, make it a more guitar style, or like a cigar box style instrument, but it's because of the nature of the way this is done. And there we go. And then this is our this will be our bridge. It's a little jelly jar, and so we put that under the string and then move it as far as we can, which is about right here. And so let me get a tape measure. So this will be, now from our anchor point, that's about 30 inches. But the very center of the top of the, and then we have a nut that we're going to sit in the middle. But it's like right exactly at 30 inches. And following the directions, first of all, a little detail. The originals were primarily done with the wire binding from a discarded broom. I'm using a .039 piano string, which is about 18 gauge wire, and it was some tough stuff to cut, and it didn't really like being bent. It's meant to go into a zither pin and be turned with a key. So anyway, and the way you just, let me lift this and show you. You take it twice around the screw, and then it was really all I could do to get it bent over itself, and then I tensioned it with, took this little pick and wrapped it around a couple of times, and then tried to make a loop, so like a turnbuckle, so you could go back and tension it that way if necessary. And this is the second iteration of this instrument. I tried to just do it with a walnut bridge, and it was not tall enough, and then I used a little angle bracket to raise the string, and it just didn't sit right. So what I'm gonna do now, move some things. Is our angle okay? Can you see all right? All right, so what I'm gonna do, get down here in my chat. All right, so I'm gonna mark this location, and then I am going to go ahead and make a little divot for the jar to ride in. And I just do that quick with the rasp. Good. All right. So after you take your rasp and you just make a little hollow, let me show you. Just make a bare little hollow for the jar to ride in. And what that is is just so that it stays steady while you're playing, or the tension. This furring strip is a little cupped, so there's a low spot that kind of makes it difficult to tell that it's in the, or that it's even. And please, nobody ask me why I use this terrible wood for projects. Well, I bought it, so I'm using it. Alright, there we go. Now our bridge. This is just a little piece of 1x2, and this piece is actually curly maple. It's a little scrap I had from making cutting board. So you want to push that up as far as you can. And see, that has nice tension already. Alright, so let's see, how do we, or how is it explained that we are going to find our, alright, he's explaining the bridge on this page, showing you the rasping, jar away from the nail, as far as it would go, did that. We have a nicer tone now than we had before, and that is as far as that will go. Slide style, resting on the knees. The pitch is changed by pressing glass or metal slide against the string. Online set up, make the string at 324, but there's an easy traditional low-tech method for laying out position marks and double checking them by ear. Measuring the open string length from the far edge of the wooden nut to the top of the bridge. All right. Intonation for dummies. This one. So the edge closest to the nail, and the center, that's 28 and 28 9/16, 28 and a half. All right, so .6 divided by 2 be 14.3. All right, so half would be 14 a little under 14 3/8. And then, all right, so a quarter of that distance, so 14.32 would be 7.15. All right, so 7 neighborhood of 7 1/8. Get that as tall as I can. Right there. And then a third of 28.6. 3 goes in there 9 times. Oops. Right, 3 goes in 16. 5 times. All right, 9 1/2 and a hair. All right, 5/8. 2/3. 5/8 would be about 0.6. Six goes into 28.4. 6 goes into 46. 7. So 4.7. 18. We call that 19 inches. This is just a rough. It would be a astronomical musicological miracle for that 19 to be the exact harmonic. But I'm going to do this 2 ways. And then, so 28.5 or 28.6 divide by 0.75. 3 times 15. 3 times 7, 21. 21 is 22. So 3.8 from there would be 3. Call that 7 eighths. 15 16. All right. And then just for giggles, we're going to use our fret roller and see how we came out. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, that's 10. This is 12. 15. 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and that would be about 22 right there. Now, let's see. There it is. All right. Now, I am a terrible slide player, but we are together. We have an instrument that is semi in tune with itself. All right, so much for You Are My Sunshine. Let's see, where are we? So our project is weird but successful. I'll take it. And I'm fresh out of coffee. I have vinegar in my coffee maker right now, so there's no coffee, but I brought a soda pop, so chat me up. All right. Hey, Cindy, you made it. Hey, if you all love to watch wood turning, you ought to check out Cindy. She is amazing. And, like, we know a lot of good wood turners. Cindy is amazing. Not taking anything away from the rest of them, but she does some great stuff. She was recommended by Ben Winkle, and I clicked over and was watching some stuff. It was amazing. Yes, Miss Amy. You are a standard moderator, which, let's see. This is an experiment. I'm not taking your privileges away. No, you're just a standard, not a managing moderator. Hey, Keith, what do you know? Creating Sawdust is here. Man. All the people, Ray and Sandy are here. Hey, what's up? I told you, I sadly ignore my chat. Hey, Zach, my wife and I, she doesn't seem to mind if I make musical instruments. She tolerates my model railroad hobby. And it's, I listen to young, you know, I'm a substitute teacher, so therefore I'm invisible. And when I listen to these young teachers talk, and like, well, he's got those red flag habits. And I'm thinking, oh boy, what is a red flag habit? And then they talk about woodworkers, guys who like to hunt fish, guys who collect model trains, and then guys who play music. What are we not clicking? Hey, Van Lot. Man, a lot of the channels I like to watch are in here. I ought to tell you guys you should be making content, but you're on my live right now, and it's good for my numbers. Hey, Raja. So what's a good word? What are we into today on day 3 of Snowpocalypse? Snowpocalypse 2026. Seems like there's one every year. I know, Cindy. Practically unmarriageable. The good thing I took care of that before social media was a thing. You haven't moderated in a bit. Rainy, why not? Yeah. Hey, Keith, if you're wanting to build a door harp, like, go to Pinterest. There's, I don't know, there's probably 6 million different ways to do it. I chose a simple one, and I made it oversized so that everything would show up well in the video. All right, Rainy, you're here. I'm giving you a job. All right, there you go. Don't abuse the privilege. You'll wind up in a song. Hey Cindy, you ever watch Jeff 2 Minute Tips for Wood Turners? I think he's a retired attorney. I'm not quite sure. Keith, you definitely should make your daughter a door harp. I'm glad Van Lava's back, man. We were kind of worried about you, buddy. Bye, Ray. Tell Sandy we said hey. Still parking at the bottom. Johnny, I had a driveway on an embankment once. It was terrible. It was a shared driveway, and my neighbors never cleaned their half. Amy, I never did get back to making a spoon for your challenge, but I've got about 6 million spoon videos on a playlist, and maybe I'll just tag that whole playlist. Oh, like little crampons? Don't laugh, Amy, but when I was in the service, I needed something like that because one of our uh, little sites, like, it wasn't bad in snow, but like the ice was terrible, and if it got a lot of rain, the mud was really slick. And I got into one of those martial arts magazines, and I ordered some of the little spiky things to go on the bottom of your shoes from, I think it was Asian World of Martial Arts or Oriental Vending or something. And those things, I still got them. They're in a box with all my army crap. But those things lasted forever. Yeah, he's blue. Whatever, whatever I want to do. Amy, Mrs. Soldier would tell you never tell him that. New Jersey, you guys get some weather too. I have a good friend in Tom River. He's another YouTuber. I was watching him before I got into this. Blizzard bomb. Saturday. The Carson Holmes. Hey, brother. Channeling my inner musician now to the detriment of cats and rodents. All right. Now that I've threatened all the people in the chat, what's going on? Where did we pick you up, Carson? I know you were in you're in one of the live. Whose live was it where I met you? You were. Well, I think we were watching somebody do wood turning, and I saw you're into music, and I decided you needed to do lives if you're going to grow that. So I should have asked you, but I'm usually a asking forgiveness and not a permission guy. Are you out, Amy? Have a good one. Maybe it was Van Lot. We were watching him build that project. Was it the basket? All right, Amy, be safe everywhere you go. So, anyway, this is just a little primitive instrument, but I seem to be on a kick with instruments here lately. And but I saw Justin Johnson play, and he was kicking it. Of course, his had a lower action, had humbucker, the dual coil magnetic pickup, and like he was making music on the thing. It would take me a long time to figure it out. I know a little cigar box guitar, and I remember things that I played 20 years ago, but my hands have been out of the guitar for a long time. I've been building chicken coops and digging holes, and think you got that one tied up, do you, Keith? I haven't gotten. I had a couple of people, Keith, who said they had caught the bug, but I haven't heard any more from them. And if the judging closes before I get submissions, I probably ought to stick out a video about that, because I don't want people who wanted to do it to forget. Yeah, Carson Jack White plays one also. Keith, you built a nice dulcimer, and like mine is just a little piece of furring strip, and I was just kind of slapping it together. I had meant to go back and grab some better wood and all that stuff. I just haven't had time, but I was just playing it earlier. I have the little the little paperwork that was on the website, Shanesville's website, in that article, and I printed it out so I'd have something to go by when I built it, and it had the little card with the songs, with the tablature, and so I've been kind of picking around at it. I'm not good, and I really need to sit down and do some intonation so it'll actually tune at the right spot. But I've got fishing line on it, and you have to use a lot of tension. Hey, you should always listen to the wood. It was pretty. It was really pretty. There will be a video coming out here in a week or so, me putting together the basic cigar box guitar, what CB Giddy calls their pure and simple. It's got a high action. It's meant for playing slide. I had a slide when I used to play. I was not a slide player. Friend who's a guitar teacher told me to put it in the drawer and never open it. But Something I love the sound of good slide players, and I wanted to be good. I'm not, but it's fun to play with. Yes, always trust the piece of ash, Keith. Always trust the piece of ash. But Carson's a real player. I just scratch around a little bit. Purple Heart. Oh, that's a good use for the uh, center of a wire spool. If I ever get around to building a fiddle, I'll probably look for something like that. Ariel Posen, nope, never heard of him. Modern Slayer, about your age. How old are you, Carson? I will. Ariel Posen. If I wasn't on my phone, I would open a window and do that now. But if I click off this or minimize it, it'll end the stream. And that's really annoying. 37. I remember 37. 19 years ago. Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, you and me both, Keith. Weren't you the one complaining about turning 44 or 54? Hey, creating. Just look at it like this. If you ever need to impose order on the younger generations, all you have to do is write in cursive and talk all the automakers into only producing manual transmissions. 54. I got you by a year, Keith. Oh, Cindy, you want to hear a funny story about, coming up on 2 years ago now. My mom and I try to have coffee a couple times a week. Well, we were in the Burger King, not too far from here, over on Main Street, and those gals in there, one of them worked for me a long time ago when I was a general manager for the Friendly's Ice Cream Corporation. And, of course, she was a lot younger then, too. All my hair was one color. Um, and she thought that my mom was my sister. And I said, no, that's my mother. And then I said the number. My mother said my full legal name and silenced the dining room of the Burger King. Everybody cracked up except Mom. Letter at work and wrote it in cursive. Oh, yeah. Carson, whenever I am finishing up for my day and I leave notes for some of the younger teachers, I have to write it in. I have terrible handwriting, but I have to print everything because about 2/3 of them, the younger ones, can't read cursive. And that's shameful. I'm sorry to hear that, Cindy. We lost my dad when he was 60 back 2006. Didn't look a day over 80. Well, I think it's a high compliment that people think my mother is my middle sister. My middle sister is, I mean, she looks my age. Live a long life. That's right. It's not the years of your life, it's the life of the years you live. But somebody must be looking out for me because we got some mileage, and I'm awfully glad that I'm here having this conversation. So, you all, we've been on here 51 minutes. I'm probably going to cut it off at an hour because there are lives that I like on Wednesday night also. Hey, Tim, how's the snow over there? Carson, were you the source of that gray hair? Yeah. Hey, Tim, where'd you guys go? Anything good? Do you have a doggy bag? Did you bring enough for the class? Let me scroll back in my chat here and see who I might have missed. Kiwi Family Tours always stops by and likes, but I never have had a conversation with those folks. Zach is here. Motobomb, if you're still around, brother, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for bearing with me. Rainy, I'm glad you came. Johnny, I'm glad you came. You still around, Dave? I don't know. There's so many. Alan was here. Man, see what I miss? It's like I was building a project or something. What message? All right. Message held for review. What's that about? Hey, Rob, how we doing? How'd shop time go, Rob? Oh, I'm good. I made another racket maker. Terrible. I mean, terrible, terrible. Like, bad, awful, terrible. But we got it together. And, like, I tried to do this 3 times today. Believe it or not, when you just read the directions, it goes together just fine. Made a couple of mistakes. Unfortunately, need to fix them. Hey, sometimes that happens. But think about what you wouldn't have learned. So I have another racket maker for the mantle. Sooner or later, I'm going to have to come up with more mantle. Keith is going to get in on the door harp challenge for February. Anybody else can. I already teased it on the on my community page. I don't think the video has come out yet. I think it's coming out Sunday. All right, you all. We got about 5 minutes, and I'm going to call it because there's a couple lives I like to watch on Wednesday nights also. Making the cross a new challenge for me. As you know, I like trying to do new stuff. Hey, do new stuff every day, man. This is going to be kind of silly. Hey, Cedar Point, how we doing, buddy? Pardon me. Rob, I got a card for my high school graduation from my grandfather. He wasn't a person who sent cards. He was a veteran World War II, he had fought for the 1st Infantry Division in North Africa, was captured by the Italians, was prisoner of war for 39 days. And it had an effect on him that, lasted his whole life, as you might imagine. And I got that card, and he was never a person of many words. Like he would teach me anything I wanted to learn, but he was not what you'd call a people person. And he wrote in that card to learn something new every day. And when you look back at the end of your life, you'll see it hasn't been a waste. And I've done my very best. He's gone. He passed away while I was on a deployment. He had cancer twice, and the second time he said he wasn't going through all the mess. Hey, good night, Tim. But I devour books. I read, I write, I do the woodworking. Periodically I mess with music, but I haven't really owned a guitar in a long time. I miss playing, but like to do it seriously is a commitment. And when you got 3 small children and you have the necessity to work and you're going to college, it just kind of gets away from you. Something has to go. Thank you all for tuning into my live this evening. I know it's a little bit different project, and I always seem to scramble when it's time for my live because I want to do something that's fun for me because I want to enjoy it, but I also want it to be interesting for you. And I think I have a few things to work on as far as the production value of my videos are concerned. Definitely need to spend some more time editing. But I'm not a form over substance person. I don't want a slick video that looks good and doesn't tell you anything. So I hope you all are having good evening, staying warm, all that good stuff. I looked at the long-term forecast, and it looks like we're going to get some snow next week, but it'll be a much weaker front than this one. I hope so anyway, because my snowblower's on the fritz. So, hey, good night, Rob. You have a good one. Me? No, I'm in Ohio, Southwest Ohio, Springfield. The very same Springfield you probably heard about on the news, but no, nobody's tried to eat my dog. Dogs tried to eat one of my chickens, though. It didn't work out too well for her. Because Rocky wasn't having it. He's a big boy. So, anyway, I love you all. Have a good one. Hey, Michael, I'm sorry we're getting ready to sign off, brother. But it's good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I got more people in my chat, or more likes than people in my chat. That's a good thing. So, y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next time.